Hello, everyone. My name is Reverend Chris Oldham of Luminescence Ministries. You can find me at www.luminescence.net. Happy New Year. In celebration of the New Year, I ask the angels, what is it that people need the most? What is it that will help them get through the year? And in answer, they helped me with this card spread that I am about to share with you, called The Year Ahead 2012. For my first reading, I asked what's in store for the United States this year. And this reading shares with us what is waiting in store for us as a country in the U.S., the changes that we have to make, and how they're going to come about. So let's begin. This is a 6-card reading, and I have already chosen the cards according to the method that I use and that I teach in my Angel Card Reading Certification class. This reading is an in-depth reading. It is not just a looking at the cards and deciding what they say. It is a connection with the angels that are represented in these cards. And the deck I use, by the way, is the Angel Blessings deck from Kimberly Maroney that are available easily through Amazon.com. They are my favorite deck, and I have worked with them for extensively for 3 years now, and they are the deck I use to teach and recommend to my students both in all my courses and to my clients as well. I use other decks, but these really have the most depth and the strongest connection with the angels of any other that I have experienced. The first card in the first position that you will see is what I have named the visible issue. And this is the symptom that we all see. It's what's around us. It's what we are aware of. Just as when you have a virus or a bacteria invading your body, you don't really know it until you notice the symptoms, until you get the fever, or you have an infection, or you start to cough. That is the visible symptom and the issue that gets your attention and tells you that there is something going on here that needs to be healed. And that's what this card in this position represents. This particular card is the angel Israfel, who is the angel of music. And at first glance, you would think, well, what does music have to do with anything? Are we all going to, sing a song and everything will be all right? Or are we hearing a lot of songs? What's going on with music? Well, each card represents an angel and the angelic energies associated with that angel. So just the word music is only a drop in the bucket of what this card represents and the message that this angel brings. The angel Israfel is the angel of music, which is sound, and the music of the spheres, the sounds of creation. It is not only, it represents things that we hear, and it represents things that we say, and it represents all of these things and their opposites. And what this card in particular is bringing to our attention is saying this is what we are seeing now. It is not music that we are seeing in our country. It's noise. Everybody is speaking all at once. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants their viewpoint put across. And that's not a bad thing. This is a democracy, and that's what we do. But the issue here that's coming into play is that there's nobody listening. There's everybody talking, everybody putting forth their own point of view, from Occupy Wall Street to the presidential candidates, to both houses of Congress, to the president and the cabinet. Everybody is speaking, and there is very little listening going on. And just as in a musical composition, some instruments have to be silenced so other ones can be heard, and everything moves forward in harmony and to create a purpose behind the composition and the music and a feeling, so should everything that we do in this country. So should our voices all be rising up and creating music. Instead, we right now have cacophony. We have all kinds of talking and no listening going on. And we can see that everywhere. The second card is the challenge card. This is what our challenge is in order to solve the underlying issues, to come to a place where we create music and not noise. This is the angel Stamera, who is the angel of forgiveness. And forgiveness has many faces. Forgiveness in its purest form is a deep letting go of things that we are attached to. And that's exactly what this card means in this position. We are going to have to let go of things that we are attached to, whether they are beliefs, points of view, whether they are physical things, whether it has to do with our financial means. There are things that all of us are going to have to let go of so that we can begin truly listening, and so that we can get to the solutions that this country so desperately needs to move through this year and beyond 2012. Ooh, I'm just getting a big angel shiver on that one. They are really, really, really adamant about this letting go. Everybody has something that they don't want to let go of. We have Republicans in Congress don't want to let go of their no tax hikes theme only because they want to be reelected. We have Democrats in Congress not wanting to let go of other things. We have the president who is not wanting to let go of his point of view and the way he wants things. And we have, each one of us, we have the presidential candidates who all have their points of view. And every one of us has a point of view, and we have things that we have become attached to that really are no longer serving us or the needs of this country. And we are going to have to let them go. Whew, again, the angels are saying yes, yes, yes. Please, please, please listen to this and know this. And take it into yourself. Every one of us. There is no one who is not going to have to let go of something in some way. The third card is the key card. This card tells us what is the key to solving this issue. Where does the solution lie? How do we reach it? How do we know what it is that we have to let go of? How do we know what is the song that we are trying to compose with all of our communications? This is the key card, and this particular card is the angel Zagzagel, who is the angel of wisdom. He is also connected with the higher self. This is divine wisdom, personal wisdom, born from experience. In this case, this card, Zagzagel, now is asking us to access higher wisdom, to go above and beyond our own experience and our own minds into the realm of the highest good. And there's another strong hint from the angels saying, absolutely, this is where we have to concentrate our efforts. The highest good, and that's the highest good of all involved in this country. Without that, we are doomed to continue this strife and this struggle that we are now experiencing. We have got to get out of our current way of thinking about things and access a higher power and a higher point of view in order to see the true solutions to our issues. And there is another way that, another form of wisdom, when we talk about wisdom. And sometimes wisdom is not friendly to all of us. It doesn't always give us all of what we want. And in a democracy, that's just the way it works, is we have to serve the highest good. We have to look at what's the best for all. And if we think about wisdom, and it may take something like the wisdom of Solomon in some ways in order for us to solve these problems. And the angels brought this up to me. And if you don't know the story of Solomon, Solomon was a king who was renowned for his wisdom and his ability to solve problems and see to the core of issues and set things right. And the story goes that there were two women who came to King Solomon, both claiming to be the mother of a child. And upon questioning them, neither one would budge. They both insisted, and they would not give in. They both wanted the child. So after a time of not being able to get them to come to agreement, Solomon just decided the issue by telling the women that he would then cut the child in half, and each one could take half. Well, of course, the one who spoke up and said, no, you can't do this, let the other one have it, was the mother of the child. Her love would not allow that child to be harmed just so her needs could be served. This is the kind of wisdom that is going to come home to us. We are going to have to look and make hard choices based on love. That was an extremely strong validation of what I have just told you from the angels coming to you and to this country. The next card over down on the bottom is the causal issue. This is the crux of the matter. This is where the problems really originate, and this is where the basis for change has got to come. This is the angel Shamuel, who is the angel of adoration. Some of you know this angel as Samuel. Shamuel, the angel of adoration. This is the angel of love and the love and adoration of God and the love and adoration of the divine within ourselves and within each one of us. That connection, that recognition, and self-love is one of the major messages that Shamuel brings with this card. And self-love has two different aspects, as does everything, a positive aspect and a negative aspect. Positive self-love means that we take care of ourselves, we honor ourselves, and we do so in a way that honors the divine within, and so that we can share that love and bring it out into the world from ourselves into others. It is a caring, it is a compassion for others that resonates down within our soul. But this card represents self-love in its negative aspect. It is complete or a preponderance, an overwhelming presence of self-indulgence and self-aggrandizing, selfishness. Everybody has their own agenda, and they are so attached to their agenda and self-serving that they are not listening. Each one, and that goes for everyone in this country, from the president and all of the other presidential candidates that are out there now trying to be elected. So they are serving self through everything that they say. They are not listening. They are just trying to get elected. We all have to be smarter than that, and that wisdom has to come into play here. Every member of Congress is serving self, regardless of what they pay, the words that they pander to the rest of us. They are serving self through their works and their words, and this is what is causing the logjam and the total inability of Congress to solve the problems that are so critical to our country. This self-love and self-serving self-love, selfishness, is also showing up even in the Occupy movements. That might surprise you that I would say that, but these are also voices who are asking for their own need to be served, and they may not be willing to compromise either right now, but everybody is going to have to come to a place where we all get some of what we want, but not all of it, because there is no way for all of our needs to be served according to our current vision. Whew. And yes, another big real yes from the angel Shamuel about that one. And that shows you how connected I am to these angels and to the messages in these cards when I do these readings. It is also part of the method that I teach when I teach my classes. The next the next card is the gift card. This card represents what the angels are bringing into play, what they are going to bringing to us. And this is a gift of spirit. And the card that this gift is represented by in this spread is the angel Mir, the angel of relationship. And this card, relationship, can mean anything from the relationships of hierarchy, as in our government, between the president and the Congress and the people. This card can mean bringing all of the pieces, all the relationships, creating relationships with the people and the things that can bring solutions that we need. It can also mean community, creating community and friendships and reestablishing our common grounds. And big yes on that particular notion is a reestablishing of common ground and getting back in touch with what we all have together and what we believe in as common ground as a country. You know, what are we based on? What beliefs are we truly based on? And what beliefs do we have to get back in? How do we reform that community? How do we come back together? And that is the gift that the angels are going to be giving us, is they are going to be working to bring us back together, to form that sense of community and common ground, so that all of us are on the same page and working toward the same thing and recognize what is the major need, what really has to happen, and where do we want to go? How are we going to get there? This is the gift that is coming. To be noted here is that sometimes these gifts, as in our own lives, don't always look like a gift when they arrive. This gift may be the result of further upheaval that finally makes people say, we've got to do something, we've got to come together, we've got to do something to solve this problem because nothing else has worked and this is critical. So that may be the way this gift appears. I can't tell you that. I never know on these readings how the gift is going to show up, only that that's what it is. The last card in this spread is the outcome spread. And what is it the angels are working for us to get to? Where do we need to get? Once we go through this letting go and applying of higher wisdom and getting to a letting go of self-interest and self-serving and into true self-love and love of others, to form this sense of community and oneness once more, to recognize that we're all in this together and we can't solve this separately. We are all interrelated, and we are a web of individuals and organizations and businesses and philosophies and political parties and groups and states and needs and counties, you name it, but we're all interconnected. We're an interwoven web, and we cannot solve this problem without honoring the entire web. We can't do it just from one or two or three places. And so the last card, the outcome card, tells us what the final result will be that is needed in this year. This is where we have to get to. And they've shown us the how of getting there. And the outcome card is the angel Pashar, who is the angel of vision. By coming through all of this, by doing this letting go, by applying higher wisdom to look from a higher perspective, by letting go of self-interest, by forming community and commonality once more, we are going to come as a country finally to the place where we have now a common vision for what needs to be done, how it can be done, and how this will take us forward from here in a state of prosperity and better national spirit and health. I mean health of the country as an entity itself. This is what the outcome is going to be. This pure, wonderful vision that we will finally all be able to see and agree and be part of. Because we know that it's the best for all, it will serve the highest good, and it will move us forward confidently and allow us to get back into a version of prosperity that will benefit all of us. And another huge, huge, huge outpouring of confirmation for that message. So there you have it. This is the year ahead for the United States. The main issues we have facing us, what we are going to have to do in order to make our way through these issues, and what we'll wind up with in the end. And I think we can all agree that we want that outcome. We want that pure vision, and we want to be able to move forward as one, in unity, in community, out into the world, and climb out of this pit that we have gotten ourselves into. Thank you so much for watching this video, for listening to this reading. Hopefully this will help you go forward in your life, knowing as you listen to candidates that you listen to the issues, and that's a big clue. Start listening. Start listening. I say this to everyone. Start listening. Don't listen just long enough to find a way to punch holes in someone else's point of view. Start listening to others' needs. Start listening from the heart. Start letting go of some of those things and beliefs that you hold so dear, that no longer truly serve you or the health of this country. If any of you would like to have this reading, the Year Ahead 2012, for yourselves, I certainly am offering them. You can access them through my website, which is, again, Luminescence, www.luminescence.net, and I am again Reverend Chris Oldham. Happy New Year and angel blessings to all of you. Thank you.